What will Bikini Bottom look like in the year 3000? By then, SpongeBob will have long passed away, and Patrick will have turned into a robot. Even the Krusty Krab will be nothing more than an abandoned building. In this future world, everyone can have their wishes come true. All of this is thanks to Sandy's invention of the time capsule. Anything placed inside the capsule will be preserved for 2,000 years. In a bid to make more money in the future, Mr. Krabs put a crab patty into the capsule. Just then, a plankton on a rocket came flying by, intending to steal the crab patty. When Mr. Krabs saw the plankton enter the time capsule, he immediately closed it. 2,000 years passed quickly. The plankton finally emerged from the time capsule. Unfortunately, it had been surviving by eating just one molecule of crab patty per day. This also helped him crack the secret recipe of the crab patty. Just when he thought he could finally rule the world, he realized that everything around him had changed completely. The plankton, still unaware of the seriousness of the situation, returned to his old bug bucket. At this point, Karen had transformed into a smart sphere. To help the plankton adapt to the future world, Karen took him on a tour of the futuristic Bikini Bottom. First, they visited Squidward's house. To the plankton's surprise, after Squidward's death, his house became a world-famous music festival. Now it was a music museum. Next, they went to Patrick's house. 2,000 years later, Patrick had merged with his rock house, becoming a highly advanced intelligence. However, his only hobby was still sleeping. Finally, Karen took the plankton to SpongeBob's house. The plankton thought SpongeBob still looked fairly normal, but Karen explained that this was just SpongeBob's projection. After 2,000 years of shrinking, SpongeBob had turned into a metal cube. However, the plankton wasn't interested in any of that. He just wanted to use the secret recipe of the crab patty to rule the world. But Karen told him that the Krusty Krab had shut down over 1,000 years ago. With the advancement of technology, people could now get anything they wanted. The secret recipe of the crab patty was now worthless. The plankton was devastated. Now all he wanted was to return to the year 2000. Karen said she could help him. She took him to Sandy's treetop dome. To his surprise, the dome hadn't changed at all. Karen warned the plankton that Sandy was no longer the same as before, and that he should be prepared. The plankton bravely knocked on the door, and when it opened automatically, Sandy jumped out from behind the tree, surprising him. It turned out that this was Sandy from Coral Camp. The plankton begged Sandy to send him back to the year 2000. To his surprise, Sandy said, and the treetop dome was actually a time travel machine. Sandy pressed a button, and the dome began to vibrate slowly. In the next second, it disappeared completely. The plankton was finally sent back from the future, breathing a sigh of relief. Just then, Sandy reminded him, "Didn't you forget something?" The plankton took out a bill to send Sandy on her way, but Sandy laughed and pulled out a water pipe from behind her. She knocked the plankton out. It turned out that Sandy needed to make the plankton forget the secret recipe of the crab patty. The plankton wandered aimlessly in the streets. Suddenly, he saw Mr. Krabs throw the crab patty into a jar. The plankton immediately summoned a rocket and rushed towards the crab patty. But as soon as he entered, he realized that this scene seemed strangely familiar. Before he could react, he was locked back in the time capsule. Will he be able to escape this time?